Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing my top tips for how to become a minimalist. Now, I kind of became a minimalist by accident, because when I became vegan I just kind of became more conscious of food and my footprint on the environment, and then that kind of spiraled into zero waste, which then spiraled into minimalism. So I thought I'd just share with you some of the things that I've noticed along the way as sort of how I've become minimalist and how you can become minimalist if this is really what you want. Now, when you're becoming minimalist, there are two things that you need to think about. One is obviously the actual physical amount of stuff that you have, but secondly, which is equally as important, is you really need to change your attitude towards things like material items and the actual act of purchasing. Now, each can be just as difficult as each other because we form these really strong bonds with some material items that we have. If, say, you buy a souvenir from a place that you went with your best friend or a boyfriend or a family member, you get quite attached to those things, or maybe clothing. All of these different items you can become quite attached to, so it can be quite difficult. But don't worry about that. Everyone has these kind of issues when they first start minimalizing their stuff. It is just something to be aware of. And you always have to remember that a memory will last a lifetime and an item simply won't. So just kind of think in your head, what is more important? Okay, so what you need to do to start minimalizing your stuff is maybe start with the actual physical stuff. And I suggest something like your closet is probably jam-packed full of clothes you never wear anymore, or are kind of dirty or kind of ratty, and it's time to either reuse them, recycle them, or simply throw them away. So what I suggest you do is I suggest you go to your closet and you get every single piece of item of clothing that you have and put it on your bed. And then I want you to separate those into your favorite things, clothes you wear every day, maybe work clothes that you absolutely need, and then everything else. And what I want you to do is I want you to go and hang back up or fold up, put back in your drawers, all the clothes that are your favorite items, or the ones you wear every day, or the ones you need for work. And then with the other items, I want you to take a look at them and think about why you haven't chosen them. And then what the best thing to do is to pack them up into a box or several boxes or anything that's convenient, and put them away in your cupboard or closet for a good 30 days. Now, after those 30 days, I want you to revisit those items and think about why you haven't worn them. And don't think about it in terms of seasonal, because obviously there are seasonal clothes that we don't wear in the summer and the winter. Think about it in terms of why you don't wear these items anymore. Do you really need them, or is it time to recycle, donate, or kind of upcycle them? There are so many great things that you can do with clothing that you don't need anymore, don't wear anymore. With t-shirts, for example, if you're into the zero waste movement, you can sort of reuse them and turn them into actual like bags if you want to go grocery shopping and things like that. Or you can donate items that are perfectly fine, you just simply don't wear them anymore. Or you can recycle them so that they don't go to waste. If you're finding though that after 30 days you still can't throw away or get rid of some of those items, just put them back for another 60 days or another 30 days and then revisit them again at the end of those 30 days. And you're more than welcome to take items out of those boxes that you really miss or you really do actually want to wear. So don't get rid of stuff that you actually will wear and you actually love. Just think about why you're wearing them. And do you really need them? And do you actually wear them? I have so many items of clothing in my closet that I never wear. And those are sitting in a box waiting to be donated. And I'm just trying to make that kind of, distract that disconnection from the emotional side of why I still have those clothing pieces. Now, once you've done your closet, the same can be done for absolutely everything else in your house. If you have the time to spend going through all of your stuff, or if you want to do it incrementally, you could do one thing each month, one thing each 6 months. You don't have to do everything right now to be a minimalist. So you could do the same thing for your kitchen, for example. Who needs 5 wooden spoons when 2 or 1 is perfectly fine? Who needs, 20 plates when you only really ever have 4 of you around at a time? So just think about that and think about the things you're using and why you're using them and why you're not using them. Now, the physical act of decluttering your house is really going to help you with the mental side of it as well. A lot of people find that they love the act of purchasing. They love buying things. Things make them feel better. Things make them feel cooler. Or they'll see other people with clothes, with shoes, with stuff that makes them appear really interesting or cool or, you know, relevant or on trend, those kind of things. And then it kind of makes us feel bad about ourselves, or it makes us feel like we need those things, and then we go and buy them. And it also doesn't help the fact that advertising is everywhere, always telling you need this, you need that, to be on trend this season you need these new boots and things like that, which obviously is ridiculous. But you don't understand the actual power of advertising. It does have a huge effect on our mental state and our self-worth and our self, or how we feel about ourselves compared to others. So the physical change will, the change of physical items within your house will actually help you decide whether, when you're buying something, the act of purchasing, you need it, you want it, or you feel like you need it because of someone else, or because you've been kind of conditioned to think this way. And a really great way to go about this is to try doing a challenge. So to really get me into this kind of minimalist idea and away from this attitude and avid consumption of stuff, I did a 30-day no spend challenge. I'll put all of the links below for the videos of those if you want to check them out. But they are so good in actually getting you to think about what you're spending your money on and what money is, and how many hours you've spent earning that money to be spent on certain things. So yeah, I think it's a really great way, because then you change your perception of everything that you thought you actually felt about money and purchasing, and it's just a really great way to start you on your mental development into a minimalist mindset and a minimalist lifestyle. Now, if you do find it difficult, don't worry, everyone finds it difficult at first, because as I said, the advertisements are everywhere, your friends are buying stuff, or you're going out to dinner and all this kind of stuff, and you're always going to think, I need this, I need that at the beginning. And don't worry, don't be too hard on yourself. Lots of people find it really difficult. I found it incredibly difficult at the beginning because I was obsessed with spending money. So what I think you really should do is positively reflect on the feelings and emotions that you are feeling and going through whilst you're going through these changes. So if you've gone for 5 days in a row and you haven't spent any money, not including obviously groceries, how does that make you feel? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel excited? Do you feel miserable? How do you feel? Do you feel like you suddenly have this whole bunch of money that you could have spent, and now you can put it towards something that you really, really want instead? So I think it's really, really, really important to positively reflect on how you're feeling, and that will help you and enable you to transition to this minimal lifestyle and this minimalist thinking. Because the thinking is part of, like, it's the most important part, I think. Yeah, so these are just my tips and kind of the way that I went about transitioning to a minimalist lifestyle. And please let me know your comments below if you are minimalist, if you're transitioning to minimalist, what you think about minimalism. And if this video was helpful, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.